Direct service connection and secondary service connection are two different ways a veteran may qualify for VA disability compensation. Although both can result in VA disability benefits, they are not the same thing. Let's start with direct service connection. Direct service connection means your current disability is directly connected to your military service. Generally, the evidence must establish three things: a current disability, an event, illness, injury, or exposure during military service, a connection also called a nexus between the current disability and what happened during military service. Here's an example. A veteran spends several years repeatedly lifting heavy equipment and supplies during military service. After leaving the military, the veteran is diagnosed with a chronic shoulder condition. If the evidence shows the repetitive lifting performed during military service caused the chronic shoulder condition, the shoulder condition may qualify for direct service connection. Let's look at another example. A veteran spends years standing, marching, and running while serving in the military. During service, the veteran begins experiencing ongoing pain in the bottom of the feet and is later diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. If the evidence shows that the physical demands of military service caused the plantar fasciitis, the condition may qualify for direct service connection. Here's one more direct service connection example. A veteran is repeatedly exposed to smoke and airborne irritants during military service. After service, the veteran is diagnosed with chronic bronchitis. If the evidence shows the in-service exposure to smoke and airborne irritants caused the chronic bronchitis, the condition may qualify for direct service connection. In each of these examples, the current disability is connected directly to something that occurred during military service. Now let's talk about secondary service connection. Secondary service connection means a new disability was caused by a disability that is already service connected or by treatment used for that service connected disability. The new disability does not have to begin during military service. Instead, the evidence must show that the service connected disability or its treatment caused the new disability. Here's an example. A veteran is already service connected for chronic dermatitis. To control the dermatitis, the veteran is prescribed oral corticosteroids for several years. The veteran is later diagnosed with osteoporosis. If the evidence shows the long-term corticosteroid treatment for the service-connected chronic dermatitis caused the osteoporosis may qualify for secondary service connection. In this example, the treatment for the service-connected disability caused a new disability. Here's a different scenario. A veteran is already service-connected for a seizure disorder. And during a seizure, the veteran falls and fractures a wrist. If the evidence shows the wrist fracture occurred because of the service-connected seizure disorder, the wrist condition may qualify for secondary service connection. In this example, the service-connected disability directly caused an injury that resulted in another disability. Let's look at one final example. A veteran is already service-connected for chronic dry eye syndrome. Because the eyes do not produce enough tears to keep the surface properly lubricated, the veteran experiences recurring corneal abrasions. If the evidence shows the service-connected dry eye syndrome caused the recurring corneal abrasions, the corneal condition may qualify for secondary service connection. In this example, the service-connected disability caused another separate eye condition. One common misconception is that simply having two disabilities means one can automatically be considered secondary to the other. That is not how secondary service connection works. The evidence must show that the service-connected disability or the treatment for that disability caused the new disability. For example, a veteran cannot simply show that chronic dermatitis and osteoporosis exist at the same time. The evidence must show that the treatment used for the service-connected dermatitis caused the osteoporosis. The same principle applies to the other examples. The evidence must show that the seizure disorder caused the fall and wrist fracture, or that the dry eye syndrome caused the recurring corneal abrasions. The VA may consider medical treatment records, comp and pen exams, DBQs, medical opinions, and relevant lay statements when evaluating the claim. Every claim is decided based on its own facts and evidence. Here's the easiest way to remember the difference. With direct service connection, the evidence must show that your disability is connected directly to something that happened during military service. With secondary service connection, the evidence must show that your disability was caused by another disability that is already service connected, or by the treatment for that service connected disability. Understanding this difference can help you better understand how the VA evaluates disability claims. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Veterans, helping veterans.